Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about you are an idea that is thinking itself. Welcome to the channel. This is a place where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so that you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you. And my friends, everything you want is in there. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. If you need any assistance with your manifesting, I have coaching options below, as well as contact info if you would like to submit a success story for potential feature on the channel. So, I want to give a more philosophical view today on manifesting, and it all comes down to, I think, therefore I am, right? Descartes' famous saying that kind of started it all for me. This is one of the quotes that when I really got it, it opened up my world. And so let's kind of dive into this. How does this all work, right? How does manifesting actually work? Because often when, we have these very concrete ideas of reality, of how reality works, of what we learned in school, of what we were taught, of what we see and sense and smell and taste and touch, we come to these conclusions of this is reality, this is truth. And I want to make them a little bit more flexible today because let's go from the nano to the macro, right? Where are the boundaries for things? Have you ever thought about how, we're made out of atoms, right? On the tiniest level. And what are atoms? Atoms are mostly in particles and molecules. These are all mostly empty space, right? Science has showed us this is all empty space. So then the next level up, then how do we go to cells that are mostly made of water, right? We've heard, well, you're mostly water, or a big percentage of your cells are filled with water. How do you go from being empty space to water? Like those things are the properties, the qualities of those two things are very different. Two, how do you go to being water to bone, right? Muscle is not a huge jump in understanding. Yeah, cells are filled with water, they make up muscle fiber. But then bone, also made from cells, bone, the hardness of bone, the strength of bone, the structure of bone. Where are the boundaries between these things? When you start to question, like, how does nothing become water, become bone, which is solid, and then as we get bigger, as you look at yourself as an organism in an ecology, the scale starts to change, right? You start to become very small again. How does something that relative to the environment that you're looking at now become so tiny again? And as we're zooming out on the planet, and you are a speck on that planet, you are a thought. There is not, the bone and the air and the water and the things that you are, that we all are, become, again, very minute. It's minutia. And as you're zooming back into the scale of what then the cosmos is, you're really nothing. You return them to empty space. And again, how do we make these transitions? How do we transition, again, from nothing to water, to solid, to, back to something, part of a whole, and then back to nothing, back to like a thought? And as we really logically sit and think about these things, the transitions become very dreamlike. And we realize that everything goes back into the realm of thought, right? Really, the transition between all of these things, what's most important, what dictates which state of being all of these different levels are being experienced as, is thought. They're all thought. They have to be, because the actual physicality of all of these things being able to maintain themselves begins to feel a little bit shaky as an idea, right? It begins to feel a little bit like, how does this practically actually work? And how do we differentiate ourselves? Again, we come back to If this is all, we are a thought. We are an idea that is thinking itself on all of these, in all of these levels, because all of these levels are thought. They're all ways of experiencing things in wildly different states, in wildly different forms, because it's all thought-based. It's all idea-based. And so, yeah, we are an idea. We're an idea. How we play into this, we as this entity. And it comes back to, I think, therefore I am. We are a self-aware idea in a sea of other ideas, in a big idea. I mean, the beauty of it is everything is true and everything is equally not true. If we're looking at things from a manifesting perspective, because again, how can space be water, be solid bone, be, again, a cell in an ecology, in a planet, and back to nothing, back to a pinpoint of light, right? Even, planets, when they're very far away, they are a pinpoint of light in the night sky. They're just a twinkle of light. How are all of these things possible in so many different forms on so many different levels? Because it's all thought. And that answers the question. When you kind of come back to it, it answers the question of, I think, what am I? What am I in this? How does this work? And I think, therefore I am. I am, therefore I think. We are an idea. And we manifest and we experience manifestation and we experience reality as a series of ideas. It can often get very complex and very confusing and very hard. It can feel very difficult. We can feel very disempowered when we're first learning this, but really, let's make it simple. Let's eliminate the complexity. Everything is thought. You are an idea that is thinking itself. And everything that we take for granted as true, when we examine it more closely, becomes an idea. It evaporates into an idea as well. It's an idea, right? And our belief in it brings it to life, right? We give it awareness, just like we are aware of ourselves as an idea and we shape our experience by our ideas of ourself. We hold ourselves as an idea in an awareness. And we do the same thing when we focus on something. We breathe our awareness into it and we animate it with our ideas. We interact with it with our ideas. And that is the simplicity of manifesting, is that as we grasp this and play with this more, this is how we can create easier. This is how we can tap into what's already happening, right? And all of these different ideas, and even this is an idea, right? I'm presenting this idea as an idea of, and there are so many other ideas, right? For some people, the tangible reality is the absolute truth. That's it. They've never tried manifesting. They don't believe in it. They don't know what it is. That's the concrete truth. And so that idea is what gets embodied, and that's what they experience, because we're all just ideas. The core substance, the concept here is that it is all idea-based, and that's how, in taking charge of the idea of who we are, we can shift and change the things that we experience because we are an idea. So let me know what you thought. I would be curious to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. I'm happy to interact with you, and thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.